overall objectives of an independent auditor and conduct of an audit in accordance with standards on auditing. And next one, SA 210, that is agreeing the terms of audit engagement. Today in this video we are going to discuss about SA 220, that is quality control for an audit of financial statements. First of all, let us discuss what is the scope of this standard. Generally, in this standard, it deals with the specific responsibilities of an auditor regarding quality control procedure for audit of an financial statements. So in this standard it means that we are going to discuss about what are the responsibilities of auditor that he needs to maintain while doing audit of financial statements. Okay, what are the regarding whatever the quality control procedure that he needs to maintain, everything that we are going to discuss about in this standard. Not only this, here what are the responsibilities of the engagement quality control reviewer. So we'll discuss about the responsibilities of engagement quality control reviewer, everything regarding in the standard. Next one, so what are the objectives of auditor as per this standard? Generally there are two kinds of objectives for an auditor. First one is the audit complies with professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements, and the second one is auditor's report issued is appropriate in the circumstances. These are the two objectives of an auditor as per this standard. Generally, what do you mean by this? Means here the objective of an auditor is to perform audit procedures properly. Means he needs to perform the audit properly. Properly is nothing but qualitatively, and express your opinion based upon the findings and conclusion drawn from it. So what you need to express your opinion on the financial statements based upon the findings, means whatever the audit evidence that you obtain, and drawn and based upon the conclusion drawn from such audit evidence. Here qualitative work nothing but obtaining sufficient appropriate audit evidence with reasonable assurance. As we discussed before, as an auditor we need to obtain absolute assurance. Absolute assurance is nothing but high level of assurance. When as an auditor you will provide high level of assurance, whenever you get sufficient appropriate audit evidence, then only you will give high level of assurance. It means it's nothing but everything is over interlinked between. So 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 this objective is related with qualitative work. Generally, we can say in other words, qualitative work leads to compliance with professional standards and applicable regulatory and legal requirements. Means is nothing but ultimately the standard deals with qualitative. Means qualitative work or qualitative control or qualitative that as an auditor that you need to maintain as per this standard. So as we discussed before, as an auditor you need to do the audit as per professional standards. What do you mean by professional standards? Professional standards nothing but it includes all the standards on auditing, ethical standards, and as well as guidance note issued by the ICI. Everything comes under professional standards. So legal requirements and regulatory is nothing but law. Okay. Generally, how you will get qualitative work? Qualitative work is attained by implementing qualitative control procedures and as well as standard policies and procedures. So while doing work, if you followed quality control procedures and as well as standard policies and procedures, automatically you will get qualitative work. Before going to main concept, let us discuss about some key definitions. First one is engagement partner. Here engagement partner is nothing but a full-time practicing chartered accountant who is going to issue the audit report on behalf of the firm. And the next one is engagement team. Engagement team is nothing but, for example, as an auditor, you won't do everything audit. Means you won't go to each and every area or corner. So in such cases what you will do generally in practical, you will appoint some assistants. So they will do some work and you will review that work, and finally you will issue audit report. So the members who do the audit along with the engagement partner are nothing but engagement team members. So all personnel performing an engagement including any expert contracted by the firm in connection with that engagement. One is engagement quality control review. Engagement quality control review is nothing but it is a process. So process is regarding what? To ensure that all the significant judgments made or significant conclusions reached by the engagement team are consistent with the audit report. Generally, this process, when it takes place, generally it takes place before the issuance of audit report. Means as per this process, we need to compare the audit report with the engagement partners, engagement members judgment or conclusions. Means whatever the significant judgments or conclusion made by the engagement team that are consistent with the audit report. Means both should be tally. Means whatever the audit process, everything should be consistent with the audit report. For this we'll do engagement quality control review. So who will review this process? Generally, reviewer is a person who does the engagement quality control review. Means he might be a what do you say? He might be a partner. He can be a partner or other person in the firm, a suitably qualified external person or team with sufficient appropriate experience. Means the reviewer must be qualified person to do the job. Generally, while doing the job, he must be sufficient knowledge regarding that. So such person should be appointed as a engagement quality control reviewer. Now let us go into the next topic, that is elements of a system of quality control. For maintaining this quality control as an auditor, you need some requirements. So under this requirement, there are 6 requirements. First one, that is leadership responsibility for quality within the firm. Next one is ethical requirements. And next one, acceptance and continuance of clients relationship and specific engagement. Next one, human resources. Next one, engagement performance. Last one, monitoring. Now we'll discuss about first one, that is leadership responsibilities for quality within the firm. Generally, who is responsible for maintaining the quality within the firm? Engagement partner is responsible for maintaining. He shall take responsibility for overall quality on each audit engagement to which the partner is assigned. Generally, as an auditor, he can't go for each and every area audit, each and every area of audit. He cannot do audit. For that, he will appoint some assistant or engagement members to do the audit. In such circumstances, he shall take the overall responsibility on each audit engagement. He should review the work done by the other team members, and he should take the responsibility for overall quality on each audit engagement. To maintain this overall quality on each audit engagement, there are two circumstances. First one is the important to audit quality. Okay, and the next one is fact that the quality is essential in performing audit engagement. The two important things that auditors should maintain under leadership responsibilities for quality on audits. First, under importance to audit quality, he consists of 4 things. First one, performing work that complies with professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. As we discussed before regarding professional standards, while doing the work, he should comply with professional standards, regulatory and as well as legal requirement. And the second one, complying with the firm's quality control policies, procedures as applicable. While doing the work, whatever the quality control policies and procedures that are applicable to the firm, you need to comply with everything. And next one, issuing auditors report that are appropriate in the circumstances. So whatever based upon the circumstances, as an auditor, you need to issue appropriate auditors report. And the fourth one, engagement team ability to raise concern without fear of reprisals. So as a member of engagement team, you need to have the ability to raise the questions or concern wherever you have a dilemma, or wherever you need more information. You need to raise everything without any fear. And the second point is the fact that quality is essential in performing audit engagement. So you need to maintain the quality while performing the audit engagement. The fact should be maintained. And next element, that is ethical requirements. As we know that we have discussed the regarding ethical requirements in the previous video, that is in SA 200. For if you want to understand this concept clearly, I will give the link regarding that video in the below description box. Please go and watch for clear understanding of ethical requirements. And next one, we'll discuss about independence. Even independence we have discussed in SA 200. So this is one of the main pillars for independent audit, that is independence. So the engagement partner shall ensure that audit team and audit firm complied with such independence requirements. So here we'll just regarding based upon this standard we'll discuss some points. For ensuring the compliance, the engagement partner shall first one obtain relevant information to identify and evaluate circumstances and relationships that create threats to independence. So whatever, as an auditor you need to obtain the information that whatever the information, and you need to identify that information and evaluate whether such information cause, cause threats to independence. Basically there are some threats to independence we'll learn in chapter number 1, that is nature, objective and scope of audit, like familiar threats or self-interest threats and everything. These all comes under threats to independence. We'll discuss in the chapter number 1. And next one, evaluate the effect of identified breaches on the firm's independence policies and procedure. So we need to evaluate what we need to evaluate. Identify the breaches, effect of identified breaches means uh, when we breach something, so effect of that breaches and on firm's independence policies and procedures. So we need to evaluate means we need to assess and we need to calculate. So what is the effect on the firm's independent policies and procedures? And next one, take appropriate action either to eliminate such threats or to reduce them to an acceptably low level by applying safeguards. As an auditor, you need to take appropriate action for what? To eliminate such threats or to reduce such threats to an acceptably low level. How? By applying safeguards. You cannot suppose if you cannot eliminate such threats or if you cannot reduce them to an acceptably low level, then as an auditor you have to withdraw from such audit engagement. So this is the option that is available to the auditor. So until now we have discussed in this video regarding the scope, objective and some important concepts under this standard and requirements. Under requirements, first one, leadership responsibilities for quality on audits, and second one, independence, and ethical requirements which we have discussed in the previous video. So in the next video we'll discuss about few more concepts in SA 220. If you have any queries regarding this video, please mention in the comment box. Please like the video while watching and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching my video.